This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
This is Rob Long with Martini Shot for The Ankler. I made a mistake this past weekend. I tried to buy a desk lamp. The mistake wasn't buying one. I have a little table I like to work at. It needs a lamp. But buying one in person at a store with other people. Are you a member of our special rewards club? It gives you discount purchases and we just need your email and phone number. Mumbled the person helping me check out in an indifferent and lethargic tone of voice. I didn't understand the question and made my first major tactical error. I'm sorry, what? I asked. Are you a member of our special rewards club that gives you discount on all purchases? We just need your email and phone number. The person mumbled again with the same lifeless delivery, and I still didn't get it, but for some reason I ignored the alarm klaxon going off in my head. Danger, do not engage, decline, whatever it is, and move on. But I ended up saying something stupid like, special rewards? What? And, like I really wanted to know. And I am as baffled by that action as I suspect you are, but for some reason I just persisted. And the person was looking at me just miserable, clearly did not want to go through it once more. So the words came out again, but slower, with more space and breath between the consonants. It looked like an exhausting and dispiriting speech the company forced its employees to make to all customers, even ones who just came in to buy a $10 desk lamp, never ever to return. And when that speech was done, I declined. No thanks. I said, not today. And I got a relieved sigh in return and kind of a little attitude like, why'd you make me do that in the first place? And I tapped my phone on the spot where you're supposed to tap it after tapping it where you're not supposed to tap it a few times. And I heard the chime that says, we got your money. And then off I went with my desk lamp. It probably came from some awful webinar they make the employees watch, a friend of mine said later when I told him about my ordeal. They make them memorize all sorts of pitches to try to entice the customer into joining some rewards deal, and the employees have to deliver the pitch exactly as it's written for legal reasons, so that's why you get that robotic delivery. How do you know so much about that? I asked. My friend is a video editor, not a retail expert. My company makes those training videos, he told me. I spent a lot of my time trying to keep them interesting. I didn't want any trouble, so I didn't tell him that he had utterly failed. But later I read that large retailers are trying everything to increase their margins and store traffic, and Amazon has taken a big bite out of their addressable market, apparently, which is why they train their employees to relentlessly push sign-up schemes and coupon clubs. Because a customer they know better, goes the thinking, is a customer they can serve better, which may be true, but I'd suggest paying their employees a little more or just giving them acting lessons so they can really sell with gusto, Maybe you get a little extra in the pay packet, and that would turn, are you a member of our special rewards club? It gives you discounts on all purchases. We just need your email and phone number, into something more electric and enthusiastic. Are you a member of our special rewards club? It gives you discounts on all purchases. We just need your email, phone number. Like to see Amazon try that? Well, actually, Amazon does try that. If you're unlucky enough to have an Amazon Echo in your house, the Alexa thing, you've probably noticed that it lights up almost daily to remind you that there's a special deal on some product that you bought once, or a new book by an author that you once glancingly searched. And because it's the same light that turns on to indicate information you might actually want to know, like, for instance, there's a package that's about to be delivered, you only find out that the device is notifying you to sell you something midway through the pitch. So if you're me, you end up shouting, really incredible profanity at, Alexa, until you're fed up with it and you toss the whole thing into the garbage, which is what I did a few months ago. And that is why I found myself in a store in three-dimensional space buying a desk lamp that I could have bought more easily on Amazon. And now that I think about it, if I have to hear a pitch, I guess I'd prefer to get it from a robotic store employee instead of an actual robot. But, I guess the store employee knows it's a giant time waster for both of us, and that makes a difference. But it is a time waster. And it's also the wrong solution to the problem, which is how to get people to give you their money in exchange for something. And I'll just do one more story like this, and then I'll deliver my old man rant about why show business is busted and how to fix it. The wife of a friend of mine is a very talented artist, and she told me a story about going to the local branch of a very large chain of craft stores on a mission to find a very specific kind of metal fastener. They're pretty popular, she told me, with people who work with fabrics, and she's bought a lot of them at the store many times. This time, though, they were out, but not just out, they were out for good. We don't stock those anymore, said the helpful salesperson. And when she asked why on earth a retailer with enormous shelf space would stop carrying a popular item, the helpful salesperson turned a little less helpful. No idea, he said with a shrug, and then added brightly, but I know you can find it on Amazon. Well, I can find everything on Amazon, she said. That's not the point. I like coming here. I like buying local. That keeps this store open. It helps the community. It creates jobs, she said, emphasizing that last word a bit so the salesperson could make the necessary economic calculations about customer plus stuff to buy, equaling store stays open and my groceries paid for. She told me that the salesperson looked at her curiously, as if it had never occurred to him that these things were linked, and he made a last-ditch effort at being helpful. If you order it now on the app, Amazon will deliver it to you tomorrow. That's pretty good, right? Now, this is a general phenomenon. In Manhattan and in big cities all over, most of the stuff in stores like CVS or Walgreens is locked up. It's behind big plastic walls. If you want to buy, detergent or razor blades or nearly anything, you have to call over a salesperson and get them to liberate the product from behind the wall. Or you can click on Amazon and get it delivered. And look, whatever the policy or the political reasons there were for that brought us to a world in which it's a total drag buying things at the store, and I will never talk about politics here because, oh my God, we all need a break from that. But whatever mechanism or solution brought us here, the result is we're making Jeff Bezos even richer. So here comes the part where I put all of this together to save show business. There are really only two things that matter when it comes to making money in entertainment. First, you have to have a popular product. Make a hit. Okay, that's impossible to do. Well, not impossible. It's just impossible to engineer. It's impossible to workflow your way into. So let's just set that aside for now. Let's just agree that part one of the two-part solution is, pure magic. Saving show business is, partly magic. Magic can't be optimized or routinized. So let's just move on to part two. Part one, make good stuff. Part two is make that stuff easy to watch, easy to find. Easy to watch and find. Buying a desk lamp is an ordeal about a 6 on the scale of 1 to buying a package of Gillette Atra blades at CVS, but both of them resemble trying to find something to watch on Netflix or Hulu or really any streaming service. They're all, scrolls and pop-ups and trailers suddenly starting, even Amazon Prime, which is among the worst user experiences ever. And that is pure irony because that is the company that is making billions from the terrible experience of shopping in person. And it's the same company reproducing that terrible experience on its streaming service. All I wanted to do, for instance, was to see the scene from the Gilded Age TV show, which I have not watched, but somebody said was good. And there's a scene, apparently, where a snooty New York aristocrat gets on his knees to beg an Arabiste robber baron for some kind of financial mercy. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just wanted to see that scene or that episode. And I just couldn't. I just couldn't figure out how to do that or where to do that. It was on Amazon Prime, the series anyway, but via HBO Max, or maybe just Max, I don't remember. And I thought I had Max, but maybe I don't have it, or it changed. And I was pretty sure I had Amazon Prime, but apparently you have to pay extra. So I went to Google to find out which specific episode, and then I tried to buy that specific episode, and I just couldn't. The episode, the series, The Gilded Age, was, essentially behind that plastic wall. And so then I went to TikTok and I searched snooty New Yorker Neil's Gilded Age. And there it was. plus the scenes before and after for free. So now I'm watching The Gilded Age in little, TikTok snippets because TikTok makes it easy. And yes, I'm not getting the full narrative flow, but get over yourselves. I'm seeing the juicy parts. And if you tune your algorithm correctly, you can see the juicy parts of a lot of things on TikTok. I'm currently enjoying snippets of that show House, which I used to watch on TV in olden times. As TikTok is to lazy adults like me, YouTube is to kids. That's where they are, by the way. Kids are overwhelmingly watching YouTube. They don't want to shop at CVS either. So that's all show business needs to do. Stop worrying about anything else. No more rough cut notes, no more script development calls. Let's just let all of those things go. The part one things, let them just go free. Whatever happens, happens. Everyone in show business should be focusing on part two. Focus on making it easy, instant, right there to watch whatever. Basically, more Amazon, less Amazon Prime Video. Stop telling the customer to go somewhere else, somewhere more convenient like TikTok or YouTube. Because they will. Because they are. And that's it for this week. Next week, we will dive into the biblical sources. Sort of. For The Ankler, this is Rob Long with Martini Shot.